Hello people, I'm Jaby KOAY, joined by Juliana Lee. We're gonna look at SAAMY squared. It's got a little 2 there. This is a trailer with Chiyaan Vikram and Kirthi Suresh. It's written and directed by Hari. The music is by Devi Sri Prasad. Sorry, I kind of messed that name up. It's produced by Shibu Thamins. Before we start, this was requested by a number of people in the comments, and at the same time, there was a lot of people who were like, just don't even look at that one. And because it's so polarizing, I was like, I just gotta look at it. I gotta see what this is about. There's a lot of downvotes here. It's 199,000 upvotes, 42,000 downvotes. I would say that's, if I had to just do a rough estimate, I'd say that's about 1/6 of the votes is downvotes. All right, I mean, looking at that bar, maybe 1/7. I don't know.
I was never good at math, so that's why I'm silent over here. I'm like,
we got a lot of people who are mathematicians. Yeah. I was trying to find a different word for math to make it funnier, and it just wasn't coming out. A lot of mathers in the
a lot of mathers
in the comments, and I'm sure you guys will tell me. You add 199,000 and 42,000 together, and you figure out how much of that is.
I feel like I'm back in 6th grade, and I'm like, no.
You know what? Let's do this. Let's just do this.
Oh.
241, and minus, let's say, let's say 10%. No, so it's about 20%. Yeah, about a little close to 20%. Close to 20% downvoted it, and I think that's a significant amount of people to downvote it.
Yeah.
So let's check it out. Let's
get into
cross
this.
our fingers and hope it's awesome. That's a little bit tough for sure. Damn, that guy's got a punch.
Yeah.
That was a realistic fall.
I like the editing so far of the trailer.
Damn! That was amazing. There's no subtitles on this. Oh. Damn, with that kind of force, you'd think his hand would go straight through the guy.
Yeah.
But he like pushed her. We gotta go. She smiles. It's like, very nice kick. I've been there. The Taj Mahal.
Oh, cool.
That was nice. That was actually really cool. The guy tries to stop, he's like, I got a knife. Back off. I don't know what happened there, but that was cool. The way they're flipping these cars is so badass, though. Whoa! Whoa!
It's like a Mad Max kind of thing going on right now.
This movie's insane. Like... All right, let me break one thing down real quick. I watched the first South Indian movie I ever saw was a film called 24, and I've referenced that a number of times because it was my first one. I learned right away that South Indian films will jump back and forth between very polar opposite tones and not give a fuck.
Yeah, they don't care.
And I had to get used to that because I'm not, as an American, I'm just not used to that kind of extreme polar opposite tones. I experienced that once before in like some Chinese films, and it was like really weird because growing up on American cinema, it feels wrong. It feels inherently wrong when you
there's
jump
like
between
rules.
tones.
There's like, we have rules.
Yeah, and so please understand that we're coming from that perspective. I feel the need to explain that every time because I'm not like being condescending. I am just trying to express like my perspective on this. So for me, like this looks like a film that would actually be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It might try my patience if it like going over and over like that with the craziness, but I feel like it could be a lot of fun. And there were some cool stunts in there. Like I genuinely mean that. Like when he kicked the guy, even though it's super extreme, like he's Superman. When he kicks the dude and they're flying and they're taking them all, it's something really cool about that. And my favorite one was when he like flipped the guy into the ground and slammed him. I was like, that That just looks awesome. I just treat him, when I look at this, like a superhero, basically. You know, he's not a normal human being. And if I go into that with that mentality, it makes a lot more sense to me. Some of the editing in there was a bit much for me, but overall, I'm intrigued. It looks like it could be a fun movie.
No, I would just have to go into it with the mindset knowing that there was going to be some rules broken, but it was going to be fun, right?
Right.
This looks very epic.
Yes.
This looks very epic.
Yeah. If you guys are watching this going, this is garbage, and you're upset with me for having any kind of positive feelings towards it, I'm sorry. But like, as an American who's grown up with like a variety of different types of movies, including blaxploitation, this actually looks like a lot of fun. It could be. It could be. I went to watch a movie called Chowdy Chalk to China. It had this kind of level of craziness. I would venture to say even more craziness, just not the same type of editing. Like the editing was more grounded, but what was happening on screen was way more insane. And I was like, that movie looks awesome. I want to go watch it. And it was 2.5 hours long, and it was brutally difficult to get through.
Really?
Yeah, or I think it was 2.5 hours. It was, at the time, maybe I can come back to it with seasoned eyes and I'll be more open to it. But at the time, it was like, that was my first experience with Bollywood. This is not Bollywood, but it was my first experience with Bollywood, and it was like, man, I don't know if I ever want to do this again.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot to take in for a long time.
But obviously since then I've watched a lot of other Bollywood and Indian films in general, and it's like my palate is different now. Coming from my American sensibilities, it was just difficult to kind of wrestle with. I'm way more open to it, and I think that I could end up enjoying this. But like, I would probably not want to watch this in theaters. I'd probably want to watch this at home where I can pause it. It might be a lot for me to take in. Yeah,
it's overstimulating in a way.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing. It's a good thing sometimes when you're ready for it, right?
We need more of this. The flipping of the dude was nuts.
That was like, cool. That was super
cool. Why, and how? What? That was beautiful. And I love dude's mustache. That
was an epic that was great beginning.
Yeah, I have aviator glasses just like that. I tried to grow my when I grow my mustache like that though, I end up looking like a Mexican, and I don't like being confused for that because then people speak to me in Spanish in LA and I don't speak Spanish, and it just is a bad situation. But I like his mustache. I like
it's dope.
It's just epic, and he's got a very, you could say anything negative about this, but you can't take away that this guy looks like a badass.
He really does. I'd be scared if I saw him in an alley. Be like, don't want to mess with him.
He looks serious.
He looks like he means business.
He looks like he's had a bad day, and I don't want to be part of the bad day.
Those are the real crazy people, yeah.
Yeah, and he's yoked. Like he's not cut. He's not cut, but he's yoked.
Yeah. I've never heard that saying before.
You yoked?
Yoked.
That's like a gym meathead
like an egg
saying.
yolk?
Well, that's just what gym heads say. Like that, looking yoked is when you look like really buff and beefy. He looks more beefy than cut.
Yoked.
This romantic thing that kind of came in the middle of it, that happens a lot, and I've just gotten used to that. Where it's like it's so serious, and then it's like, and then there's romance, and I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, that sounds about right. There was a movie I watched called Vikram Veda, and that happened while I was watching the film, where it was like super serious. Like this guy just murdered a bunch of people, and then he's got his wife, and it's like, okay. I had to like slow down and just go, it's fine. And the movie got progressively better as it went along. I actually ended up really liking that film. Totally different tone from this. This is very clearly going for that over-the-top suspense. I'm a big fan of like 24.
Okay,
and 24 is super over the top. Like you can get from North Hollywood to Santa Monica in 5 minutes. That's so over the top. Could never happen in real life.
That's not. No, that is far from accurate.
I don't know what's going on in this movie.
Yeah.
I don't know what the story is, but there's a lot of cool shots, a lot of cool moments. Like this guy goes to slap the cop, and the cop pulls. I don't know if he's a cop, but he pulls out a knife, and the guy's like, "Yeah, no, never mind.
Yeah.
We're cool. Like, you want to hug it out? Like."
Knives are like a no-no.
Yeah, I have no idea what the story is here, but visually this was very stimulating. I don't know why the trucks flipped, but it looks cool. Like they were doing a lot of gymnastics with the cars in this, and I'm like, it looks awesome. I love real stunts like that. When you can tell those are real cars, they're really flipping them, and it looks dope. I remember the first time I saw Matrix Reloaded, the trailer, there was a shot where the car's flipping as it's coming forward. Like it was flipping. I was like, it's just like, I love car gymnastics. And one other positive thing I suppose about this is he's a cop who is like kicking ass and taking names kind of thing. And usually the way you see cops in Indian films, in my experience, is they're always portrayed as incompetent and bad, and like they're always trying to take advantage of people.
Yeah.
More often than not, that's what I end up seeing. And this is an instance where I'm seeing a cop portrayed as someone who's,
pretty cool.
He's trying to do right. I don't know why he was rubbing the chin on the dude's shoulder.
That part was a little confusing for me. I'd like to know more. Definitely interested to find out.
This moment at 127 was awesome. When he did the flippy cool thing, like I don't know what the hell was happening there. And it was cut up in such a way that was a little bit difficult to follow, but the movement looked cool. It was beautiful. As a person who's done martial arts and stunts and fight scenes a lot, that was...
You've done martial arts?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't know if I should like expand on it. I'm like, let's not. Let's just leave it there.
Maybe we should.
No. I'm winded. That was a fun trailer. You guys, thanks so much for hanging out. Please check out Juliana Lee on the social media and ask her how you felt about ask her how she felt about the trailer. Let me do that again. That was fucking
Yeah,
awful.
I did bad too. What should I do? Like, what should I like when you mention me? Should I just like?
You should be like this.
What's going on?
Like, hello.
Follow me.
Yeah.
And then they go to my page. They're like, what
Yeah.
the f? What a rip off. I didn't sign up for this.
I got gypped.